Good afternoon, everyone, and happy Fresh Friday. This week we're going to be making apple pie bites with some crescent roll dough, because if you're like me, you always have some of that in your fridge. Most of these ingredients you will have, and this is such an easy recipe, but so delicious. We're using ginger gold apples from Neltner's farm up in Melbourne, Kentucky, and if you go during the week to Neltner's, it is free admission to most of their events. If you go on the weekend, it's only $5, and there's just so many different things to do. So make sure you go out and pick your pumpkins and gourds, visit their farm store, and be sure to grab a cookie on your way out. So let's get into these apple bites. To get us started, I have 1/4 cup of some light brown sugar here. I'm going to add some homemade apple pie seasoning just to give it a little bit of fall flavor. I'll be sure to include that recipe above. Up next, I have our ginger gold apple here that I'm just going to cut away from the core. Once we have that, we're going to cut these into 8 slices. I ended up cutting mine into 9, but that worked out perfectly because I just nibbled on the last slice. These are so good. I love the ginger gold variety. We're then going to take these and add them into a bowl and drizzle a little bit of unsalted butter on top. We'll give this a good mix and set it off to the side while we unroll our crescent roll dough. To a parchment lined baking sheet, we are going to unroll our crescent roll dough, just as if we are going to be making regular crescent rolls. So it's divided up into the 8 sections, and once we get those kind of spread out enough to work with, we're going to sprinkle on our brown sugar and spice mixture. We're going to sprinkle on enough to make sure that when we spread it around, it covers the entire face of the crescent roll. We're going to push this in just a little bit, making sure that it sticks to the dough. Next, I'm going to add just a small dollop of apple butter to the widest part of the crescent roll. I got this apple butter from Neltner's when I was visiting, and it is wonderful. We're going to sprinkle chopped pecans over all the crescent rolls, and then add our apple slices towards the wide part of our rolls. We're then going to roll it up, just as you would a regular crescent roll, making sure to try and keep as much filling in as you can. Some of it's going to spill out, and that's absolutely okay. You might just smell a slight burning in your oven just because of the nuts and the brown sugar, but don't worry about it. We're going to brush these with a little bit of butter left over from our apples, and then sprinkle on a little bit of apple pie spice. Now, I mixed mine with some turbinado or coarse sugar because I like that extra crunch on top, but that's completely up to you. We're going to put these in the oven at 375 degrees for about 11 to 13 minutes. You want these to get golden brown and oozing a little bit. We're going to plate these up with a little drizzle of honey and some crushed pecans. These are absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to make these again. It might be one of my favorite fall recipes. I hope you all give this a try. Be sure to visit Neltner's farm in Melbourne, Kentucky, and we will see you next week. Thanks!